Hello, it's M, the beginner crafter. Welcome to another WIPTube, and I'm progressing a lot this time, which is great. Let's start with the crochet project, the M for it. There's been good progress. I'm on the last row of the second repeat. Depending on the version of the pattern that you have, it's kind of the first row of a repeat, but because the first row doesn't include the drop down stitches, I sort of prefer to like move the repeat one row up, so that would make me at the last row of the repeat. So it's getting some nice length to it. I guess it's around a third of what I would like as a minimum. I wouldn't mind it being longer. Everything depends on how much yarn I'll have left. I guess it would be nice if it was about a quarter of the length, but we'll see what it turns out to be. Yeah, the colors are progressing nicely. I'm getting into this really yellow color. I mean, there is some pink in it and a little bit of other colors that appear, but you can see that it's turning a bit more yellow than what it used to be around here. So the colors are changing nicely. The background color is getting very, very light. So it just, both colors now are quite delicate and light, and I guess maybe that's why you don't see the contrast so well. But still, it's a nice progress of everything that's happening. So I quite like it, and I found finally a nice way of doing it. I just go to my balcony and take the pattern on my tablet, and then I can go for longer periods of time, not just one repeat. Because I can't really take anything else with me to the balcony. I can't really take all the stitching for cross stitch because there's just too many things, and this works pretty nicely because all I need is this. The yarn is already connected to it, and just the crochet hook, a row counter, and the tablet, and that's it. I'm good to go, and I can practice. And the weather is quite nice, so I usually can get about an hour and a half on fresh air. And I have enough time during the day to catch those warmer hours, so that's nice, and that helps me progress. I guess next week will be a little bit more difficult because I'm visiting people for the long weekend, so I might not progress too much, but for now it was a really nice progress, and I'm hoping to continue it and move forward pretty quickly, because I have other things I want to crochet or even knit, and I want to have as much progress here as I can before I start, so that I don't sort of block myself from doing projects that I should finish soon. So that was the crochet pattern. Now cross stitching. First, black work, stitch along by peppermint purple, and this is the black work for 2023. And I've done all the grids, the borders, and I've done the January fillers and a little bit of February as well. So I did a little bit more than I thought I would be able to. This February square is not finished yet. Let me show you the close-up, because the thread I was using finished on my needle, and because the next squares from February will be with a different color, I decided I don't want to rethread for such a really small fragment, and I'll move to the next. And I think these ones will have the same color as here, so when I'll be doing, that should be March fillers, I will just finish this February one as well. And I quite like what I have here. I especially like this one and that one that is not yet finished. They remind me a little bit of Art Deco, and I've come to realize that this is what I like a lot, this style, kind of geometric, symmetrical, but still elegant. I quite like it. And actually I've seen some versions, because there are two options. You can just use black work, and you can mix it up with cross stitching. And I didn't want to use cross stitching because I thought it would look messy. And also I just want to do black work here. But I've seen a few options of black work mixed with cross stitching, and it actually looks pretty fun. A little bit like those azulejos, the Portuguese tiles, and that are also blue, and they have those different geometric shapes usually on them, so that looked quite nice. So maybe I will do such a version as well, but for now I just want to focus on black work, because that's not something I normally do. The only black work I've done so far are those stitch alongs, and this is my third one I've done for the 2021, 2022, and now it's for 2023. I found my canvas for 2020, but I will need to find the pattern that I stored somewhere. Should be on my computer, but I'm not exactly sure where. And once I catch up with this, depending on where I am in the year, I'll try and do 2022 as well, just to have a bit more stitching to do and practicing the black work. Then I've got Mini Marvelous Garden. Mini Marvelous Garden went pretty well. I forgot to note how much I had last time. So I know that during May I put 2066 stitches in Mini Marvelous Garden, but to be honest I don't recall how much it was between last time and this time, but I am at 42.07%, so this time I should have done a bit more than last time, so I guess over 1,000 stitches. And as you can see, almost all of the pages done. I filled in a lot of white areas up there. I actually did stitch a little bit also on page 1 and page 2, because some of the threads I needed here and there. These are some big wide areas, but I am considering moving to this page because, again, there are colors that appear on sort of all the areas, and I think I'll just try to move to this page. I will try and look if there are any stitches I can put just in that area to fill the page a little bit more before I actually move to page 4. But for now, this is what I want and what I think of doing. Just moving on to page 4 and just using those threads if they are on page 4, and also on those page 2 and 3, also use them there. So that's the plan, and then I would get to, I hope, during page 4, I will get to 50%, and then I will do the cleanup with all those parked threads that I have. I mean, this one should actually be stitched just because I'll be working on page 4, but all the rest will be cleaned up. And also there will be a bit more finished. But I'm really happy with the progress. It shows most of the background of the top, so that's really cool, and I'm really happy. And also you can see the shapes. Even in those white areas, you sort of know what to expect because there's this kind of a continuation of the peacock's tail, and here is this arch. I don't know what's there, possibly flowers or something else. I mean, when I show the cover of the pattern, what it's supposed to look like, you will see. I don't remember. Every time I edit the video and I put the cover of the pattern, I try to remember what I'm going to stitch next, what actually is going to appear. But by the time I stitch, if I don't see it really happening, I forget what there was. So you'll see what's there, but I will before you because I will be editing the video. But right now I don't remember what's supposed to be there, but I know it's an arch of some kind. Then Avarice, which again I don't remember how many stitches I put in Avarice. I did, however, move to the next page, like really in full swing, sort of. I did put a few stitches here in the previous page just because the thread was needed and it was continuing there. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of threads parked, not because I'm saving them until I'm working on that page. It's just that when I was working on my Q-snap and I have the whole page in the Q-snap, those threads were way too close to the clasp, so I didn't want to continue. But once I'm done with this kind of left hand side of the page, I will move my Q-snap because it will be a bit more convenient to me to work it and move it a little bit to the right. Then I will use those threads. So they are parked for a little while, not like in Mini Marvelous Garden. They're just here for convenience. In total, in May, I put 1,250 stitches in Avarice, and I'm at 7.39%, so still a long way to go. But I'm moving there. And you can see another kind of circle happening, but as far as I remember, and this is what I might remember, there will be this arc, I mean the circle with the diamond, but I think it will also be covered a little bit with the lady's head, because Itchin is a lady, and they're like posed, and I think her head should be somewhere there. So the circle is, I think, now happening, but it won't just be a circle there. And the last piece is Miranda. And with Miranda, I'm finished with the row. I think the actual line of the border of the page is here. So there are still, especially on this page, some lines between where I'm actually and where the page finishes, but again, those threads are skipping a little bit. I mean, I think next time I will be doing still a little bit here, again, to finish the page more fully, but I also might already start going to this page. We will see, because I've worked a lot on Miranda this time, and in the whole month I put 4,784 stitches. So I'm 22. No, sorry. So I'm 20. I'm at 27.65%, and I might just finish up this page and take a break from Miranda, not to overdo myself for next time, and just have like a cleaner conscience that I actually did finish the page, or have really little to do and to stitch on before I call it actually the end of the page and just finishing the page, because I'm really motivated to move on to next page, and I really want to go there, but I also know that I might just overwork myself at some point and be bored with Miranda. I think now there will be some sea still, but at some point it's moving to the beach and the sand. So there will be also some of that. And also I think, as far as I remember, the row here will be sort of the last row that I can fully do. The last row of pages that I can fully do before I need to start adding fabric. So yeah, this will be a little bit of work on how to deal with all of that. So I'd like to move on, but I also want to finish the page. So there will be some thinking with Miranda, but I still made nice progress. The plan was to finish this row of pages until the end of the year, and we're in beginning of June, so not even half a year has passed, so that's great. So I'm really proud of myself and of how much I've been able to work. And I hope to do a lot of progress in the next month, when I won't have to work as much, and I could focus more on all the different crafts. I am I have ordered yarn for a new knitting project, and I hope to receive the yarn next week and possibly start the project next week. Unless my travel takes a bit more time, then I guess I won't start before the travel and just focus on crocheting to progress on crocheting a lot. But then I'll move to knitting. And I don't know if when I see you next time, when I show you my progress, if I will have just the gate swatch done, or if I will move on to actually doing the project. And the project is Bloom Between the Lines by Canada. She made a design a few years ago, really close to when I started the channel, and first she did Read Between the Lines, and that was a knitting project, and I know that I didn't do it because I couldn't knit at that point. And after a few months, she published a crochet version of that shawl, or I think it was a shawl and like a triangle thing. And I did crochet that, and it was crochet between the lines. So this project is has similar idea behind it, this kind of illusion of different colors suddenly appearing. But from what I can tell, the designer doesn't want to make it into a crochet version now. I bought the pattern, I read through it, it does seem pretty straightforward, and with my set of skills of a beginner knitter, I still should be able to just knit it and have the illusion happening. So we'll see if I'll be able to show you some progress already next time, or I'll just have the tension swatch, because I don't know my tension in knitting. I have no idea if it's the same one and as the designer or not, and I'm changing the yarn a little bit from the one she recommends for the pattern, so we'll see what happens. But if you are bored with the projects that I have been doing for the last few months and they are basically the same, the 2023 Stitch Along is kind of a new addition. But if you're bored with me doing and showing the same projects, there should be a new one coming, and with a new craft happening, the knitting one. I also remember about Sashiko, but I think Sashiko will have to wait a little bit longer because I need a bit of order in my craft room, let's call it, because it just requires a bit more space and a bit more order around me. But new crafts are coming, so new projects are coming, and I guess the videos will become a little bit more interesting for people who want to see different things happening and not just cross-stitching and crochet. If you've liked the video, please leave a thumbs up, it's really appreciated. Also leave a comment down below and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, to see me progressing through different crafts and just showing you the progress of my works. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!